Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Tonight, we're back, baby, for
We're
a
back.
little big adventure with our small lore speakers. But before we get into that adventure, a few announcements. Excuse me. Announcement number one. Other shows on the channel. Next couple weeks are going to be a little bit weird. Number one, today is a lovely day, friends.
What a lovely day.
It is a lovely day. It's a Monday.
Yes.
And so that's Strength of Thousands. Then Tuesdays, we have the Sprout stream with Will, Matt, and Dada Fang playing Final Fantasy XIV. Maybe Sarah will join us for a little bit this week. We'll find out. Then, on Wednesday, it's Wild Ambition. Come see
Yeehaw.
McKenna consume parts of a god.
We can only hope.
Then, on Thursday, we are off. On Friday, though, on Thursday, we are off because I'm GMing PFS and hopefully not TPKing this party. On Friday, we are doing the Astral Calling, our spell jamming spectacular. No relation to the Nickelodeon film Spectacular, which, if you remember that film, that's a deep cut.
I know.
I don't.
Nope.
It was Nickelodeon trying to do a Glee.
Ooh.
Yuck.
Yep. Then on Saturday, we have the Tabletop Bros. We're doing stuff.
Yep, we are doing stuff.
Yeah, what it will be, who knows? This week, Calf convinced us to play some more Marvel Rivals together. That went rather well. I'm very good at Mantis, evidently.
And Will and I got into a very cool and measured debate about snipers and other things.
Yes.
It was all very civil.
It was actually very civil. Then on Sunday, Cozy Co-op, also just known as me and Emily and Sarah, chilling, relaxing, hanging out, playing some Stardew Valley. Then next Monday, the 23rd, we will be taking a week off from the Strength of Thousands and all of our TTRPG stuff because it's the holiday season.
It is.
So there will be no Strength of Thousand next Monday. There might be a Will stream. On Tuesday, there will probably be some form of Sprout because I will probably hang out with Dada Fang. Or who knows? Well, Tuesday's Christmas Eve, isn't it? So no stream on Tuesday because I have a family dinner. Wednesday is Christmas Day. Probably no stream on Wednesday. Thursday,
Aww.
Boxing Day, probably a stream on Boxing Day. Friday, the 27th, no stream because we're taking that off and I'm going to go play some Magic against my better judgment.
Which day is this?
The 27th.
Oh,
Hey, you're out of town, Matt.
by a day.
Yep. Then the 28th, Matt's back in town.
The boy is back in town.
The boy is back in town. Then on the 29th, Cozy Co-op, maybe, depending on Sarah's availability. And then the 30th. This is going to be the strange one. The Strength of Thousands will return on the 30th. It may be without me.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
Wow.
I will have my family set up stream and do stream. But it may be without me on the stream. Due to the fact that it's someone's birthday on that day, and Emily and I are going to their birthday function. So depending on when that's done, there's like 30 of us going to a restaurant. They've given us like a catering menu that we have to eat off of. It's gonna be great.
oh my gosh, that means that Igora won't be babysitting.
Well, it means that
Yeah,
someone will
that's
have
what
to.
he does.
Someone will have
Magravia
to-
Girls Gone Wild. Let's go.
Not girls gone wild. Good lord.
I mean, you all do have levels in Druid, perhaps.
No.
No.
We're gonna have many a
Weird.
sleepover, and Igor's not gonna be able to stop all the
I mean,
crazy things
canonically,
that were supposed to
canonically that
happen.
happened.
I
Canonically,
did
that
not
happened.
stop anything from the sleep. I actively did
You'll
my
have
best to stay
another
out of your way.
sleepover.
No, I mean, you like stop an assassin and
Yeah,
like a bunch of other stuff?
I actively prevented your sleepover from being interrupted.
No, I know, but this one's gonna be crazy.
Crazy.
Obviously, when you can get Abby White Claw wasted.
Maybe. It would only take her a little thimble.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
But speaking of someone who has many thimbles, Matt, why don't you introduce the game today?
I, in fact, own no thimbles.
Matt, you
Unless-
sew?
Unless I have like a Monopoly set around somewhere, which probably not. I have some interesting board games. I sadly have, I think, it's not House on the Hill Legacy, but I have like a Risk Legacy game that's only gone past the first game, where you get to actually write on the map and name countries and stuff. God, I have King of Tokyo, which is a lot of fun. Anyway,
Is that law?
welcome everyone to the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path, as we have taken students to kind of adventurers to lore speakers and now possibly saviors of the world. This group, which I've taken to be calling the best and the brightest, is a very interesting group. But don't take my word for it. Let's do some introductions. McKenna, please introduce yourself, your character, and if you could have a board game made, what would be the subject matter?
Oh, okay. Well, hello everyone. My name is McKenna Tynant, and I'm playing the littlest baby witch. Her name is Avi Avi. She's our little Nyctera witch. As well as her familiar Agate, who may be hatching from their little crystalline shell sooner rather than later. Maybe. And if I were to have a board game. So, when I was in the 3rd grade, this was before Meerkat Manor was a thing. We were assigned a project wherein, after visiting the Los Angeles Zoo, we had to make some sort of creative endeavor regarding an animal that we had to choose. And I chose meerkats, and I made a board game about meerkats. And all of the different spaces you can land on were little meerkat perils that meerkats really in real life face at some point. And it was a meerkat board game, and it was great. If I found it, I would probably still play it today. I stand by my work as a 3rd grader. I think that would be a delightful little game. I would have that game. I think winning was like finding a mate and like having a family and restarting, the meerkat legacy.
Meerkat Manor.
Exactly.
In a board game.
But before Meerkat, I can't stress this enough, this was before Meerkat Manor was even a thing.
And speaking of other people who I've seen go like meerkats, Will, please introduce yourself, your character, and what your dream board game would be.
And that is a trauma response, Matthew. Hello, my name is Will. And tonight, I am playing Igora and Gama, the Gripply Summoner and their Eidolon, just hanging out, chilling out, relaxing.
Lies.
Having a good time.
You are fighting for your lives against giant insects.
And this is the most comfortable Igora has felt in years. But... Listen, I know I can beat them. I'm a frog. I eat these things.
Yes, we're still in intro chat. Leave us alone.
Yes, Emily.
Sometimes we take a little bit of time to get to the game.
Sometimes the intro is the friends we've made along the way.
Exactly. Thank you, Zoe.
The intro is real.
But yes, tonight I'm playing Igora and Gama. I'm Will, also known as Tabletop Roles on the Internet. Come say hi. And yeah. Board game.
What's your board game?
Board game. Board game is difficult, but imagine, if you will, do you remember the old Pokemon board game where you had to put like all the little Pokeballs on the different spaces and you would flip it over, you'd have to roll dice and like you'd have to hit a certain number to catch the Pokemon? And then your Pokemon would get an XP, you could evolve them, you would go fight the gym battles, and then the final like face off would happen after someone got the badges and the Elite Four. And do you remember that game?
No.
No. It was one of my favorite childhood games growing up. So now do that, but with every single Pokemon region on one board. So I want them all. Give me them all. Give me all the pokes, all the mons. Let me make a team entirely made out of frogs.
I'm sure I know the answer to this. Speaking of big board games, has anyone here ever played Axis and Allies?
Yes.
It takes 30 minutes to set up, and it starts the same way every game.
It takes 30 minutes to set up and then 90 minutes for your friends to tell you all about the World War II history that went into this game and how actually playing as the Allies isn't really a good thing because the Axis is much more efficient. You have a better chance at winning. I'm not friends with these people anymore.
Yay, character growth.
Yeah.
Word.
And speaking of character growth, someone whose character growth is a bit of a sitting time bomb, we have Zoe, and by the character growth time bomb I mean Ophelia's. Please introduce yourself, your character.
Hi, everybody. My name is Zoe. I go by Zosie Post on the internet. Someday you'll see my face again. Maybe that day will be in the next weeks. Who knows? Anyway, I'm playing, McKenna may be playing the littlest witch, but I am playing the most wannabe witch, and that's Ophelia, our bard, who wants to bewitch people's hearts as a performer.
We got there eventually.
We sure did. That was quite the big circle, confusing, I don't know, shapes. Speaking of shapes, board game. My board game would be all about feeding me Australian licorice and Swedish fish because I'm craving them.
So like a reverse Hungry Hippo.
Yes, give sweets to Zoe game. The best game ever made.
Matthew, that's mean.
Hippos are powerful creatures.
If it's what is that one that went viral?
I don't know.
Oh, Modang.
Yeah, if it's
Modang.
Modang. And besides, if you were to compare me to Modang, you would have to compare me to Chaperone, and both are in fact compliments. So
that's true.
I'll take it and I'll run with it.
I can't believe this is the first time we brought up Modang on this channel.
I can totally believe it. And last but not
You don't
least,
know who Modang is, Matthew?
No. Oh wait, hold on. The
Oh my
hippo,
God.
the baby, little hippo.
Yeah.
A little baby.
Okay.
The little angry one with so
That's
much.
the first time I've ever heard the name said out loud.
The
Bite
one
you.
the one that zookeepers in that zoo have now had to start keeping an eye on the enclosure to make sure people weren't harassing the little buddy.
Yeah.
Throwing things.
Because you know,
Stuff.
harassing an animal that will one day grow to be large enough to bite you in fucking half is a great idea.
And can run
Well, they're
surprisingly
still
fast.
pygmy hippos. They'll never be that big, but.
Okay. And
Yes,
last but not
of
least, me. I don't think I actually introduced myself fully. I am Matt, or Urbanoff at various places on the internet. One day I'll tell you all about the actual kind of board card game that I am slowly been designing over several years.
Oh.
Will's heard a lot about it because I've talked his ear off.
It's a
But-
very good premise, Matt.
It's very artist friendly. But in terms of this particular question tonight, I would love a serious like social deduction and negotiation game with like cutthroat politics, but all the cards you have are of like cute animals, like a penguin in like an emperor's attire with a crown and stuff, looking very serious, but he's still a cute little penguin and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just Game of Thrones, but as done by Sanrio.
That does now remind me, Matthew. New Year's stream goal. New Year's stream goal. Tabletop Rolls presents Among Us stream again happening in 2025.
Oh, but I've never played Among Us. I don't know what to do.
We could play Among Us, or we could play Dale and Dawson.
I've been assaulted by McKenna. I'm just a little guy.
And I'll do it again.
Oh! You know she's gonna give it to him.
I'm gonna nap
Or-
directly into my microphone right here.
Oh, we got some stage
Fully
acting
right
class
for
stuff.
you. Yes.
I've been to stage
4D.
acting classes. I fought with a bamboo sword.
That's one of those streams that I'm debating either having Emily be there or not having Emily be there for the sake of our relationship.
Cooper has never forgiven me. Anyway, that ends our introductions. Let's get into the actual game.
Pushing
Are
the
we
button.
still doing?
And we're back.
To where we once belonged. Become ungovernable. Governable? I can't say that word.
Governable.
Governable.
There you go.
Extracurricular. I could never say that word in the past. I also couldn't snap my fingers until I trained myself to do it. But enough about my weird eccentricities. We're here.
I'm not just imagining Matt like trying to snap his fingers. Like every time he gets a step closer, he gets like a little Warhammer mini. He's like, "This is mine now."
No, I just sat and, practiced. I didn't have to do my little rewards. I was motivated.
Fair enough.
But enough about my eccentricities. We are here to parade around our characters' eccentricities. Very specifically, the kind that might come up when you find yourselves shrunk down to smaller than an ant on a table full of dangerous hazards. We are on the realm of the endless table. It's not really endless, but you don't want to fall off the edge. There's like a void. Void.
No, if we get to the edge, there's just a massive ice wall that surrounds it, right?
Let's go look at this area over here. But no, yeah, last week you guys managed to befriend a Norn, which is quite a feat, actually. That'll be a story to tell at the school. And they sort of gave you a bunch of little quests. It turns out the Shadow of Corday, who probably can help fix all this because they were the person kind of messing around with the egg to begin with, has been split into various pieces and has been scattered across the table. Not to mention the Norn's own shadow has sort of taken a life of its own and is causing mischief around the table, and her magical cat has had its whiskers stolen by a mischievous kitten who has now gained great power and size from these magical whiskers and is also causing problems around the table.
Mischievous kitten. People
Seems
need
like-
to train their kittens to be less mischievous.
Well, this could be a feral kitten.
Looks like Hachio.
That was the joke, yes.
Yes. So it seems like there's a number of objectives to accomplish on this table, and you guys have elected to go for the one that really is probably the smartest. You've decided to go after the Red Queen, which is sort of the reigning monarch of the hostile ants that are sort of occupying the table and patrolling. So it stands to reason if you can kind of topple this ant government, you might just have an easier time moving around the rest of the table because you won't run into roving bands of ants that have been ordered to capture you.
Of course, the Antoverment.
The Antoverment. Well, technically it's a monarchy.
And
A hereditary monarchy,
Sure.
the worst kind of monarchy.
What is this? No.
And your new Norn friend was able to give you some information that apparently the Red Queen has made her home or fortress in the kind of rotting remains of a gourd to the north of your current location.
What's that?
Now, from where you guys are, we're looking at the big overmap here. You can see the gourd to the north of you. It's got a nice little F labeled on there. And I do want to ask, you guys have now awoken. You've had a full night's rest. All your spell slots are back. All healed back up. I'm curious how you guys want to approach this, because you could just set off across the table. You have been warned that there's the possibility of ant patrols and the now very large kitten, which is quite a threat potentially at your size. So, I don't know if you guys want to discuss what your plan is first, not to mention the fact that you may want to actually go over how you plan to handle the ant fortress.
There's also one thing that I
Ah.
wanted to make sure I did today. So I'm doing that quickly.
Igor, you're very good at figuring out which items we need and we don't need, for money's sake.
Okay.
Any that you think would be a good fit as a gift to this queen? Let's say
Unfortunately, we
wedding
don't.
gift.
Unfortunately, we don't have a guillotine, but let's see. Because we're going to try to convince them to not be awful. That's the plan, right?
Sure.
Well, I think the plan was to make sure that she doesn't, or at least that she sort of abandons the idea of marrying the king of biting ants. Because
Yeah, he's a
no
loser.
good
We
for
just need to
her.
let her know.
Yeah,
We
he's
can
a
make her like
scrub. And she's too good for him.
You're too good for him, girl.
No, exactly.
I heard
Let's
a
see.
song about that once.
You should write a song about that, actually.
Oh my gosh. You're right. I will write her a song. Perfect.
Oh, I mean, that's an interesting idea.
That's
but-
honestly probably our best bet.
it is. That would
Mechanically,
probably
that is
be
our
our
best
best bet. Yeah, because like honestly, the only thing that like I could think of doing for that is like if we had to throw like something at them, like some sort of magical item, like we could give them the spell cutter, that none of us use.
What looks impressive?
The issue is that we run the risk of her using it against us.
Yeah, which, I mean, how do I say this? I don't think spell cutter would be a problem against us because we don't really buff ourselves. We kind of just nuke things from orbit. But yeah.
What if somebody made her a really nice tiara or hat or something? I know a hat person.
Have a guy for that?
Yeah,
Here?
I could probably summon him.
Oh, a summon, that could work.
Let's see. I can't for the life of me remember what he's called out of character. So I will just look this up for
The Norn
don't
makes you a lovely breakfast. Her poor cat, de-whiskered, still seems pretty grump.
Oh, poor thing.
Oh.
You're still very handsome without your whiskers, but I'm sure you will look even better when we find them for you.
It's true.
No. Oh, buddy.
Get with no diabetes.
Give me Avi, give me a perception roll.
Perception roll. It's 14 on the die face. What am I adding? I don't know. It changes every level up. Oh no, 14 plus 29. I shouldn't be doing this.
Uh-oh.
You notice the cat batting, which you suddenly realize is Agate sitting on the edge of a table.
No.
I'm trying to remember, is animal handling a thing in anymore?
No.
Nature.
No, it's not.
Give me a nature check.
No.
As the
My
cat
nature
slowly
isn't
turns to
very
look you
good.
directly in the
I'm
eye.
only
Well,
trained, and I only rolled a 5. Well, 5 plus 25. That's a 30.
okay.
Oh no, it's a 3.
It nuzzles Agate and it wobbles for a second, but it presses the issue no more and just curls up under the table.
Nice. Thank you.
You also don't remember how
Thank
Agate
you.
got on the corner of the table.
It's a good question. Agate, be careful. I don't know how you got out of the bag of holding and onto the table, but please be careful.
The statue wiggles.
Okay, I found the thing that I was thinking of. They attack with hats. They don't.
Is this like an odd job thing where they have like a razor's edge in the end at the sides of their bowler? Does anyone get that?
They send different charming hats out that do different things based on what kind of hat it is. It's kind of amazing.
Interesting. Isn't that which Mario game is it where he can like throw his hat and it possesses
Odyssey.
things?
Oh, Odyssey. You can play multiplayer and somebody can just be the hat.
Like when people used to play Tails back when we played Sonic.
Yeah, give it to your little sibling and be like, look,
Yeah.
you're doing so good. And they're not really doing much.
Yeah, the controller is unplugged. All right. So, you guys want to do anything, or do you want to set out in some fashion? You just want to walk? Do you have an alternative strategy?
I'll probably just walk.
I mean, we can all get on Gama's back and we can fly.
Get up on the Gama's back.
That works for me.
Yeah.
Get
up on
the Gama's back.
Gama, fly! Dun-dun-dun.
Up and away. So yeah, you guys want to get up on Gama's back?
Get
Yeah.
up on the Gama's back. Does anybody get that reference? Or not just
It sounds
do.
familiar.
get up on
Um,
the Hydra's back.
Now,
I
my
don't
question.
I'm
It's from
lost.
Kingdom Hearts. It's a Kingdom Hearts hack.
Your memory has been taken by the darkness. Now, my question is, are you guys going to fly directly there? Or are you going to try and be like a skim along the ground? Are you trying to be stealthy?
I mean, I guess if we're here on a supposedly diplomatic mission, we would not want to be stealthy, right? We'd wanna approach respectfully and seek
Oh, we don't need to be
advice.
stealthy.
Yeah.
Ophelia is just
Yeah.
gonna sing loudly the whole time they go.
Yeah, everyone's gonna love that.
Why'd you say it
Avi.
like that, Avi?
I mean it.
Why'd you say it like that?
Say like what?
You wanna elaborate?
I don't understand why you're being so hostile.
I've never once been hostile in my life.
That's not true.
I know this and I love you. Says endures? I don't know. So,
So,
I'm just looking at
So,
the screen and no one is
um,
looking at me.
I'm looking at you, Matthew.
You are now.
I'm
I
looking
think
at
we
you.
are-
I
You
was
are.
already
Your,
looking at
your
you.
one eye is always open, Zoe, and I love that about you. Everyone give me a perception check as you fly through the air towards the Gourd Fortress.
You know what? I didn't think I would care for it, but upon closer inspection, that is some gorgeous architecture.
I rolled a 38.
All right, so the first thing that you notice is the smell.
Hmm.
It's not a pleasant smell. It does smell like kind of like bad compost. This is a rotting gourd. You see that there is sort of like there are high walls on the sides of the gourd, like it's curved, so you can't on 3/4 of the sides you can't just walk up onto it. You would have to climb, and on the one side where it is sort of rotted and made sort of a ramp, there's almost like a little swamp of goop and kind of rotted
Oh.
plant matter, but at least that side you could just walk up. From a distance, because you guys rolled a nice 48 there too, you can see that there is at least, let me double check this, I think 3 tiers of the Gourd Fortress. There's the ground level, where the swampy kind of swamp is. There is the surface of the sliced gourd, and then there seems to be like a wooden sort of like fort built on top of that. And from this distance, you can see vague shapes moving around on the gourd top itself. Yes, Will?
No, I was just getting the fireball ready.
You do notice that
Work
there are some shapes down there, and some of them seem to flutter about. You think there might be possibly some of those, kind of flying ants there.
Hmm.
And you guys are just up in the middle of the air. I'm going to give you the opportunity here. Do you wish to continue your course and possibly risk being intercepted, or do you want to go down to the ground?
I mean, like, we would get to, like, a respectable distance, go down to the ground and approach on foot, I would assume. Just because, like, if we're coming here with diplomatic intentions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys want to land close? I'm assuming not land in the swamp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I'm assuming this whole time
Ophelia has been composing a ballad.
Oh, Red Queen, you're so awesome.
Oh yeah, she knows exactly what song she's gonna sing.
He is unworthy of your
So,
love.
I'm going to attempt this week to transfer you to the gourd map. Let's see how this goes. Because I've already placed your things on it, so you should have view right away.
Wait, why am I back in the Protea Pavilion?
Shut up.
All right. You may need to refresh your
Oh,
screen.
Wait. Actually,
You've doomed us all to the Protea Pavilion, Zoe. This is your fault.
Yeah, Matt, we're on the Protea Pavilion.
What? How? That doesn't make any
I will
sense.
share my screen with you right now.
I know, but
locked here. We
I
can't
don't understand. That doesn't make any sense.
Sense. Where we're going, we don't need no sense.
You mean, are we broke?
Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm on the court
Okay.
now.
There we go.
How
And
long before
Will
it
can see
teleports
far
us
too
back
much.
back to where we belong?
I cannot see anything, Matt.
I can see on the screen.
I cannot see anything, Matt.
Mm,
I
All right.
fully separate this information. Thank you.
sure. All right, so you guys can sort of see now. There's the Goopy Swamp, which leads to a lovely little stairway. And up there seems to be some fortified positions. Some larger kind of beetles that seem to be lumbering about, and some small ants that seem to scuttle around their feet with their little flappy wings. And they seem to like poke and prod at the beetles every now and then to try and keep them in certain positions.
Friends, may I?
Are you going to be nice
May
about
you
it?
what?
Yes, I'm going to do something nice, and I will actually finally get to use this thing for what its intended use is.
Okay.
Are you using bullhorn?
I'm using Bullhorn.
Okay.
So Matt, everything within up to a mile away,
Jesus.
which we're on a table. I don't know if that scales or if it's like an actual
No.
like mile. Because
It
the
would be
magic
mile from it would be
The
mile.
rest of the Magambia also hears.
Yeah. Ah,
it's like, wait, where's Avi?
old mage Chitembe's like, my tinnitus is back.
Yeah, so Igor will say, now announcing the diplomatic envoy of Ophelia.
That's basically what I said.
We come to see your queen and make diplomatic relations.
All
Good
right.
news.
All right. Diplomatic relations. Oh.
We come here under diplomatic immunity.
Well, I don't know if I go that far.
Parlay.
The lowest part of the gourd's interior is an enormous shallow basin of rotten soft material. A wooden palisade spans the gourd's interior from one side to the other, its large doors firmly shut. Just let me check something, the behavior.
Maybe approach the gourd. Perhaps send a messenger out to speak with us.
And so now you hear the kind of high-pitched voice of one of these smaller ants as they scuttle to the edge to take a look down at you. Are you troublemakers or no?
Decidedly not.
Ophelia's gonna dance forward.
Will,
Oh,
make a diplomacy check, Will.
Yeah, I can do that. Alright, let's see if me TPKing a party is going to fuck with my luck.
love Mal.
Lamau.
Yay!
Yeah, I'll take a 48. I'll take a 48. I like a 48.
All right, so they immediately don't leap to attack you. The small bugs come to the edge so they can all take a look at you, and they seem to be like talking to themselves. The big beetles seem utterly uninterested, and just like doing that bug thing where they're like cleaning their heads with their forelegs. The bugs are like talking to each other.
We have gifts. Well,
What?
a
We've
gift.
What?
come to pay tribute to your beautiful queen and wish her a lovely wedding to
All
the
right,
king's
now
biting ants.
Ophelia, make a diplomacy check.
I would like to use my feet and use my performance.
That is perfectly right.
Dang.
I mean,
Oh, cool, cool.
you got an 8 and you still got a 30.
I don't know.
46, jeez. How do you weave your performance into this diplomacy check, by the way?
So she doesn't really know much about ants, but she knows that bees communicate by dancing. So she's doing a little dance and she's got some ribbons that she's twirling around.
You know, bees shouldn't be able to fly.
I'll kill you. Make it look like a bloody accident.
She's joking, chat.
I'm not. I hate that movie.
That's understandable.
Despise.
I should be afraid.
Be afraid indeed. Yeah, so the ants seem conflicted. They seem like they're very anxious and antsy, pun intended. It seems like they really want to do their job and protect their queen, but you guys have rolled really well for your diplomacy, and you're talking about gifts and everything, and now they're starting to worry, if we just attack and kill these people and they brought gifts, the queen might be angry at us. It seems like things could go either way. Maybe they just need a little bit more push.
We would gladly drop the gifts off and leave. However, we've also come to pay tribute with song and dance for the queen, so we would need to personally be there.
I'm going to say one more diplomacy check.
You and me, Ophelia. Or probably you. There you go.
47? Okay. Let me see.
Matthew with all of his little bug enemies. Cute.
Well, no,
Okay.
you guys are rolling quite well. And I have to, you know what? The little ant, one of them is going to fly up over the palisade. Nothing seems to happen for a couple of minutes. And then it flies back and kind of says something to the large beetles. The large beetles grumble seemingly and kind of shift out of the way. The doors to the palisade open. One of the normal, like the red ants, comes out, and then it quickly closes behind him. This seems like this particular ant is a little higher up on the food chain, so to speak, so they've deferred to their authority. And he comes up to the wall, and he looks down, and if anyone wants to, you can try and gauge what their demeanor is. It's a little hard because, it's an ant. They don't have like eyebrows or anything to denote, angry brows. Does anyone want to try and deduce?
I'll do an insight
Yeah.
check. On a scale of 1 to
Little perception.
Jafar.
Well,
45 for me.
I do have to remember you guys are like level 19.
Well,
Well, that's a natural 19 to begin with. This ant looks like he's spoiling for a fight. He obviously sees that you're not actively attacking, so he is not leaping into ordering the other ants to fight, but he doesn't look friendly. And he says down, I hear you have brought tribute for our glorious queen. May she reign for many months.
Yes, may she reign for many months.
Yes, if such a time as even possible.
Yes.
Oh. Many months, and after this wedding, maybe even years.
Oh, if only such a span of time was possible, but I'm sure the world will end far beyond that, before that.
Maybe. Who knows?
Is this
Life's
Ant
crazy.
Deadpool? Is this Ant Deadpool? Oh no.
No, they're just ants don't live very long. I would have you present your tribute so that I may appraise it and see if it is worthy of our queen. But be warned, for if it is lacking, we shall make tributes of your Skulls.
Oh,
Fair play.
Fair
Queen needs a
play
new-
indeed.
The queen needs a new orthopedic chair, and skulls are an excellent building material.
okay.
Calls for the skull throne.
I don't know if they
Exactly.
would be particularly comfortable for her.
Are you arguing with me?
Of course not. We brought much more comfortable materials for her rather than skulls.
Is the
But
frog
the
a
biggest
chair?
thing that we brought.
I
He's
mean,
looking
depend.
at Gamma specifically.
Oh, I mean,
He's big.
Gama's like a living, breathing thing. Like, I don't know. Like, he is when I'm like using him as a car.
But where does he exist? Where does he exist in the hierarchy?
Equal with
Is he in
me?
charge?
Equal with me, if not higher, most of the time. I don't know. I think that I think the person that technically would probably be in charge of this party is a chicken.
So you're saying if the large creature is a chair, you would also be a chair.
Probably.
I mean,
The little
consensually.
ants are looking at him like, "What are you talking about?"
I feel like you're kind of on like a chair kick here, bud.
I have been having to worry about chairs for literal minutes.
Oh,
I'll tell you what. Do you have a nice chair that you get to sit in for your
I
job?
am not worthy of a chair. Only the queen is worthy of chairs. May she live for many months and beyond if the wedding goes well. Oh, the wedding. Oh, I am beside myself with worry. The other ants are like, oh, Lord.
What worries you about the wedding?
It is not my place to speak. I am not of the hierarchy that gets to speak of these matters.
Can't
I
you
am but
not?
a-
I won't say a thing.
Yeah, he looks like he's about to maybe say something, but then he looks at all the ants around him, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're not listening. No,
hey guys, come on, be nice to him.
bees? Where
No bees.
are you with the bees?
There's
No.
bees.
Not in many hours, but the threat may always come back from across the horizon.
Nah, we're
Oh.
good.
No bees here.
It has been several seconds, and you have yet to present your tribute. I grow
That's
impatient.
true.
Well, we've been having a conversation, but Ophelia,
Sure. She's going to do a little performance, and that'll be a +2 because Floribunda will also be performing on top of her hat.
53.
The song that she sings is indeed No Scrubs. A
Wait,
scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly and also is known as a buster. Always talking about what he wants and sits on his broke ass. So, no, your queen doesn't want his number.
Ophelia, hear me out. Change scrubs to grubs.
Brilliant. This is why we're friends, Igra.
So you guys are singing a song about like grubs and how the king of
It's basically it's a song about how the queen is better than everyone.
Okay. Yeah, like that. Is that all?
And there's some
Okay.
subtext saying that necessarily she don't need no man to rule the world.
It talks about how she's the coolest thing to ever exist.
Matthew, what is the reading and
Ever.
media comprehension of an ant?
Which ones?
Oh man, you've got a lot of ants on your plate.
I got some bad news for you guys. There's one particular ant that you're meeting with. He is the mayor from Footloose.
Matthew, that's no fun. Matthew.
I'm gonna give you. He seems like
For
he
a
is.
53.
I'm gonna say he this particular ant. The other ants, the little ones, they're tapping their little feet. They're doing a little ant boogie. You ever seen that
They're
thing?
jiving. They're
That's-
hip to it.
What is it? It's some sort of like internet graphic with the things moving around on their little bug legs. I can't remember what it is now, but they're hip to the jive. The big one, not even a toe tapping. I'm gonna need one more check to try and convince this guy to at least bring the queen out to hear
My friend,
you.
think about how much worrying about a chair, and you could even perhaps start to like measure out the space you would need for a chair if the queen were to come out and greet us. You could do it in secret. You could surprise her, and I'm sure that she would be very grateful for that surprise.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's true.
Give me one more diplomacy check.
Yeah, bud, you got this. We can be friends. Oh, that's deception.
I mean,
No, it is. It's decidedly
You could
worse
do
than
deception if
diplomacy.
you
I'm
wanted.
I'm going to keep the diplomacy roll. So 14 plus 32 becomes a 46.
there's a long pause as the ant digests your words.
Chairs are important, and as is the comfort of the queen, of course.
He's going to say nothing, but he's going to turn around and return to the wooden doors of the palisade. He's going to wrap a very rapid and complicated pattern on the door, and it opens, and he's quickly ushered back inside.
I'm just imagining an ant rapping.
And for a few minutes, there's no response, and the little ants start to look around a little nervous, like, should we be doing something? Are we fighting, or what's going on? And then there is like a complicated, like almost like a drum beat going on that you realize there must be ants on the inside of the palisade beating their little feet on the wall in sort of a rhythm. And then the door is kind of bust open, and a ant that looked basically identical to the first one, but he seems to be carrying like a flag with him, and he comes out and moves to the side, and the door doesn't close behind him this time. And the big old red queen ant herself comes out. Now, the queen is an impressive sight, despite it not having a picture there. And all the other ants kind of drop sort of their forequarters down in kind of supplication. But I'm also going to need you guys to make me a perception check real quick, because there's something about this flag.
Oh no.
Oh god, that's Corday's shadow on a flag, isn't it?
That's 45.
45. All right, give me a quick second. There's actually multiple flags on the banner. I just need to check the details here.
Oh, that flag means death.
Boo.
That's good. I like that.
All right, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4.5 flags on this banner, and
4.5.
because 4 of them appear to be shadows, and they are shadows that Avi with her roll recognizes.
Oh.
These are the untainted and unjagged shadows of Ankerroot, Habram, Mariama, and Okoro. And below that, lowest on the pole, is the tattered piece of what you realize is part of Corday's shadow. And the queen looks down upon you. I have been told, him, that you have brought tribute for my upcoming nuptials to just the sexiest ant I've ever heard of. Finally, a worthy mate for mine. And she sees you raise her hand, like her eyes flick to you for a second, but she just starts going on and starts talking about the thorax of the king of biting ants, and it's how it's glistening, but also hard and chitinous. And all those pincers, can't you just imagine them around your neck?
We actually just came
You know,
from
I don't blame
seeing
you.
him.
I don't blame you. That would be a good time.
I think it's really progressive, actually, how polyamorous the marriage is going to be.
There is a deafening silence.
Well, because
What
he's
was that?
actually, I think it's really progressive of you, because he's actually like a million different ants.
Yeah, he's not.
There's another silence there, And then she kind of like shivers and think of all the feet caressing me all over my outer exoskeleton. The other ants
It
are
was worth a try.
the other ants are
Please.
visibly uncomfortable.
Please, I just ate. Please.
But I fail to see any worthy tributes. Where is the piles of fruit? Where are the skulls of my enemies? Where is that wicked witch's body and her horrid feline creature's hide? Those would be worthy tributes for my upcoming nuptials and the night to follow.
Hmm.
I'm just realizing
Well.
the fact that an ant knows the word nuptial is very disturbing to me.
Why?
I don't know, it's just
We-
highly intelligent ant. This is all above table.
She's in charge.
Actually,
Charge.
if anyone wants, feel free to give me, oh, this is a lot of different checks for this, Arcana, Nature,
Hmm.
or Occultism, to identify magic, or a Perception check to sense motive.
I'll
I'm
do
gonna roll
perception.
Arcana. Oh, Lordy May.
Oh, 40.
Perception.
Well, that's a 7, but that's still gonna be a 41 for Arcana.
Okay. You are looking at the queen, and for a moment, you almost catch a hint of like an aura around her head, and you wonder, has the egg been speaking to her? Has it been like
Hmm.
whispering to her, perhaps? Or
No.
has she been like misinterpreting psychic messages from the egg, maybe?
The egg has been sending
Hmm.
thirst traps.
Or is the egg not that has the egg just been like trying to talk to her and she's like, "Are you flirting with me?"
I mean,
And
the
he's
egg is like, no,
"No."
no, God, no.
"Oh, you're playing hard to get, eh?"
You're playing hard to get, egg.
The egg groans. So yeah, the queen is looking more unimpressed by the moment. And you see also just, and it's very macabre, the shadows of your friends whipping in the breeze.
Mhm.
You know, that is a fabulous flag. Where did you get it?
Like all things on the endless table, it came to me by divine providence, for all things belong to me and my
Oh,
sexy,
wow.
sexy husband to be.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear that.
Well, our glorious bard, who is a famed artist, in the outer world, came to sing you a song and to deliver unto you a divine performance. For you.
Shall put even the most decorated of gifts to shame. So much so you may want to discard them even, perhaps. Ophelia, go.
Use dance. I don't know. I mean, what's a
But yeah, as Igora and Avi introduce her, she will step forward wearing a gaudy and extravagant cloak adorned with brilliant gems and fur trim.
Mm.
when did this
Hey,
costume change
listen, that
happen?
is just one of the items that I happen to have on me as a gaudy cloak. And she will kind of whip it around and then fold it in front of her and like present it to the queen,
I whip
and
my
then she
clothes
will
back and forth.
back up and sing a song about how cool and beautiful that the queen is. She's so cool. Look at her go. And Floribunda will dance on the hat as well.
Mhm.
+2.
The best things happen when you dance.
46.
Do you want to hear a
Can-
point that?
Hmm.
It is only a 6.
No?
About
Now
a-
it's
how
That's
about-
it's a
seven.
How
better.
about
It
a
is
seven?
better.
How
That's
about
not
a 47?
Yeah.
Can I back her
Um,
up with like some fancy pyrotechnics, a la like produce flame and light cantrips?
Igro will
Sure.
aid. I auto succeed on aid, so it'll be another +2. Yeah. Another +2 for Ophelia.
So that brings it up to a 9. And give me I'm not going to make you do a performance check because this is not performing, but give me an arcana check to use your magic in a way that is, appealing.
That's a natural 20.
Let's go.
This is the most phenomenal display of pyrotechnics, not only that these ants have ever seen, but that maybe anyone has ever seen.
And I have to honor the nat 20.
Ophelia in the back of her mind is thinking, why have I never had Avi be my stagehand before? She's going places.
I
Now
mean,
I'm picturing Avi Avi as a stage manager dressed in theater blacks with a little microphone.
Oh my god.
Just any of the props on that table that does not have their name on it, I will personally name you.
I've had that speech before from stage managers.
I mean, it's
Beautiful.
serious business.
Mm-hmm.
Things got to be in their place. I now have to contemplate what it means that you guys have made a very successful performance in the Queen's honor. She does seem impressed. She kind of like looks up at the wonderful display of fireworks going off alongside the music, and a couple of her feet tap ever so slightly. You see it. She manages to break through her royal decorum a little bit. The little guys are having a great time. Even the big beetles now are nodding their heads ever so slightly, along with the beat. Charlotte is drumming on top of Endures in Darkness's head. The Queen is impressed. We are impressed. And so I have made a royal decision that you will remain here with me to entertain myself and my groom-to-be on our wedding night. I should like to have you in the chambers, I think. A beat would be helpful for the rhythm.
Ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Oh, thank
That
you. It's an
face.
honor.
Yes, I'm curious, like, you guys have made this remarkable success. What would you like to segue this success into beyond impressing the ant?
Yeah, unfortunately, we came here with the intention of talking her out of being with the king.
Okay.
And if she is under the control of the egg, that may not be possible just with good diplomacy checks.
I can take one for the team if we need to, y'all.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Igra said, smash.
I mean, she's a beautiful shade of red.
I can take one for the team if need be, and during that process, I might be able to break the spell on her.
Igra going for the true love's kiss approach was not the answer I expected. But yes.
Fantastic! I'm so glad to be working with you.
Do I allow this? Do I have the second campaign now where I have a player character? I'm not even gonna phrase
I'm
that.
not even the
Fade
bard,
to
Matt.
black.
I'm not even the bard, Matt.
I mean, the last time it happened in my campaign, it was a barbarian, and not Garl. I was the DM, which resulted in a weird hybrid child later on.
So then the plan that our characters definitely discussed beforehand in the event that she won.
Oh no. Let's just ride this out. Let's see where this goes.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on.
Fantastic, and we're so excited to work for you. Should we come inside to practice and get a sense of the space? I'll need to get a sense of the space for the purposes of the pyrotechnics. I wouldn't want to set fire to anything on accident.
And we'll want to make sure that it's the people who will be there during the actual, congregation of the nuptials are in the room, so that we can just make sure that everything is safe and OSHA approved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a decision from all of you.
Yeah.
I want you to elect one amongst you to roll a die.
Is it just a die or is it a
It will be a
check?
D100. But one of you has to do it, and it won't matter necessarily who does it, but I want you to nominate amongst yourselves, Lord of the Fly style, who will roll this dice and bear the weight of the consequences.
I nominate Zoe on account of she is the
Yeah.
front man for the group at the moment, and also because I have already rolled a nat 20 tonight, and I don't think I'm gonna get lucky a second time.
Okay. I nominate Zoe because front person, and we'll see where this goes for Igor.
So,
Cool. I was gonna nominate Matt, but I will. I will roll.
hold on. This is like the I choose you kind of thing, like King Boomy in I choose to fight the king.
Yes.
Roll me a D100, please.
Nice.
81. Okay, that is over 50.
Oh,
So,
it's a 50.
As the queen begins to speak to her subjects about conditions for you guys to exist here, potentially for the rest of the queen and their lives, because they don't live very long because they're ants, you guys notice a rumbling in the table below you. Like a boom, 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 boom. And the ants, which are very sensitive to vibrations, also noticed, and suddenly all the ants suddenly kind of like close ranks around the queen, and she looks a little scared. And beyond the other half of the rotting gourd, a large shape looms with two little ears and something long and sinuous flickering in the back. And you hear and
Zoe, how could you do this to us?
Odd Lonnie.
and the queen, panicking, looks to the sound and the large shape beyond the other half of the gourd, and then looks accusingly at you guys. This was all a ruse. You attempted to draw me from my fortress.
Immediately upon her saying that, Igor casts detonate magic on the queen.
Okay, please put detonate magic in the chat.
Oh, chat, what are we doing?
I'm going to try to break the domination
Chat,
effect or whatever
we're really
the
in it
egg,
now.
whatever the egg words are going.
Oh, worm.
You cause the magic within the target to dissipate in a destructive explosion. The attempt to counteract the target. If the attempt succeeds, an explosion of magical force deals 8d6 force damage with a basic reflex save. Now, Will, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
or counteract in PF2,
Yep.
you have to have the spell prepared.
No. That's for counter spell.
That's counterspell.
Okay.
Counteract is I'm going to make a spell attack roll against the spell's DC, the effect controlling her DC. If I beat it, it is dispelled.
Okay.
I will take a 49.
Yeah. A nat 19. Igor reaches out with his little webby hand as the ants begin to panic a little bit.
Oh
You
no, the
reach-
cat's doing something terrible!
You reach out and power swirls around your hand and it flickers out towards the queen. How does Igor's magic look in this situation? What does a detonate magic look for Igor?
In Igor's sense, the detonate magic doesn't actually do anything all that crazy. What ends up happening is like Igor will stand there and then they will just become covered in tiny little frogs. And those tiny like little baby frogs will start hopping and they immediately just start running and they start just jumping onto the magic, and as they hit the magic they explode and just chip away and break the magic, much like Murky's like summon the Murlocs from Heroes of the Storm, but look like little frogs.
And these like a miniature tornado of frogs that are centered around Eager's outstretched hand, a vortex of little frogs, ethereal frogs, flies out towards the queen and kind of, passes harmlessly over her. The frogs themselves aren't exploding. And everyone kind of freezes for a second. The ants look to the queen, and the queen kind of looks at Shock and you. And then her face darkens, and you realize there was no magical domination effect. She's just been listening to misinterpreted psychic messages.
Mm,
She got unintentionally catfished.
mm.
It literally says,
Damn.
the heroes before that,
That's fine.
the
That's
queen
work.
has been misinterpreting psychic signals originating from the egg.
That is not the vibe that I got from you.
I
Fair enough.
apologize for that.
I
But-
will sit in this. Oh, there goes my level 9 spell slot.
But the good
Yeah,
news
no
is
chance we have
this
doing this diplomatically.
I don't think there was a chance to do it diplomatically. It didn't seem like there was.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I may have kind of strung you guys along a little bit for this, but the ants
Aw,
are supposed to be
rats.
quite hostile, but I don't know, I wanted to see how things
But
played
we
out.
have them all out now, so Avi can cast Meteor Swarm. But
That's true.
We are going to roll initiative. I'm not gonna let the queen immediately run away, so. But you'll be happy to know 2 of the ants that were in this encounter are still inside the palisade, so they won't be immediately available.
so where's the cat, Matt?
The cat is on the other side of the gourd and is just like, meow. It just came in to cause trouble. But yeah, we're gonna roll initiative.
Well, I tried
let
to
me
be
get the-
peaceful. I tried to help someone out. I will never help another person again.
The only concern I
Igor,
have
this
about
wasn't a person.
dropping meteor shower on people is I'm scared that I'm gonna wreck the shadows.
I will give
They're
you this for
high
free.
level magical items.
I will give you this for free. You cannot harm the shadows.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank
And
you.
and I'll give you a little tease too. You can't harm the flagpole either.
Well, this is what we do for the shadows.
The flagpole, now that you look at it, that's a rather fancy looking stick. But yeah, so, oh boy, I got a lot of stuff to roll. See, I'll admit also,
Yeah,
I
me
was
too.
trying to get the outside guys to fight you just on their own, so there wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
like bleeding encounters, but
Yeah.
Well,
you guys were just too diplomatic. I was hoping there'd be like a nat 1 or something, and I'd be able to stagger this a little bit, but all right, so I need what are these? These are Allant ants. Hold on, I'm gonna color the Allant ants with some dots. Red. Blue. Green.
am I going to use all
Yellow.
of
You know what? I'm
my-
gonna put pink on there so it's easier to see. Because these guys, this thing is already so orange.
Igor is frozen. 1 minute, chat.
That's all right.
I'm going to blow all of my high level spells on this encounter, probably.
Probably.
I mean, you have no indication that you won't be able to long rest after this, so.
If we live.
You guys have proven pretty capable. Oh, I should also put a little dot on this guy too. Purple. Oh, I don't have the red ant guard out.
So just to be clear, there was no way to solve this peacefully. I just to
I was
give you
kind
that
of wondering.
vindication.
I wanted to let it play out and see if we could really come up with something, but no, it seems to be very slanted towards being hostile.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, technically speaking, you guys all actually should have been probably attacked in the air.
Mm.
Like, it literally says the possibility of being attacked in the air. And then I roll for the queen herself. Oh, she was over there. She was over there all along. Oh
She
boy.
did that.
Well,
Initiative
she's
order never likes to sort correctly.
all right. I will now descending. Ah, most of you guys are going first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot Ginger's
Oh, I
Darkness.
would have had
Apologies.
to move up to do the spells. Front.
All right. Yes, the Cataclysm Beetles. Oh boy. All right, we start off with Ophelia, which is great because that means the Bard will get Bard Song on everything. And then Avi Avi, and then Igra.
Bard song. We're gonna make a performance to see if it's a +1, +2, or +3.
Oh, gang.
Mhm.
That is a +3. I'm pretty damn
Plus
sure.
3. All right, and then I'm going to need every ant within a 40-foot emanation, because each living enemy, to make me a fortitude save. That's everybody except for pink and purple.
All right. Other than pink and purple. All right, we'll start with red. Sorry, you say will save?
Fortitude.
Fortitude, okay. Ooh, that's not great. Red.
Oh,
Critical failure.
they'll
Mhm.
take
Blue.
double.
What's the DC?
It is. I actually don't know why it didn't pop there. It's a 44.
Ooh, then that's also a critical failure, normal one. Do the green one. That one's a crit success. And then is pink getting got?
No.
Okay, then I will move on to the one. Where's the one red guard ant? Oh, wow. Okay. The queen. Got so many things on the table here. That is a failure, but not a critical one, I don't think.
Failure.
And one of the Cataclysm Beetles.
Yeah, the one that doesn't have a color.
Okay.
That is a failure.
Okay, so the only people who succeeded are green and the red ant guard. But everyone else, I guess, critically, or the first two critically failed. So they're going to take 80. Oh, hold on. +3, 45. They're going to take 90 void damage, I guess.
Yeah, so 90
Oof.
void damage to red and blue, and they're drained 4.
Oh, God.
Um,
Well, what does that translate into?
4 times CR damage.
Ooh, boy. 4 times 16. Okay. No, that's another 64 then.
nice.
Dang.
Like that. For green and red guard, they were unaffected. The queen is gonna take the full 45, and she is drained 44
For 4, so she's drained 4.
for 4, drained 4. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Ah.
dang.
Cool.
All right, so hold on. The queen takes the full damage, you said?
Yeah, 45.
Okay, she's going to take 45. And then. Oof. And that's drain 4?
Mhm.
And the queen's level is. Ooh, 18, so that's going to be even more. Oof, another 72.
Awesome. And then the beetle on the left is going to take the 45 and drained 3.
Didn't he critically succeed?
Not the one on the left.
No,
Oh, sorry.
the red ants
there's
and
only
the ant.
the Okay, sorry. There is like the two Allant ants we did already. The queen we've done. The red guard ant, the bigger, the medium-sized ant here, he critically succeeded, and
Mhm.
green critically succeeded. So
Mhm.
is it this big guy?
This beetle here,
Yeah. Okay, the beetle. He takes the
45 damage and drained 3.
thank you. 45, drain 3, and what is the Cataclysm Beetle's CR 18? All right, another 54. That is a lot of damage across the board. It's spread out, but that's a lot of damage.
Yep.
And that's just the
All
first
right.
turn. Goodness.
And that is my turn.
Oof. All right, Avi, you're up next.
Well, y'all have seen me measuring on the map. You know what's about to happen.
Oh boy.
So
Hell yeah.
my
Hell.
concern is that I think the measuring thing is off on this map. I'm used to like this creature being 10 feet across, like taking up 4 squares, and for some reason it's not reading that way. So I'm a little concerned about how to proceed with measuring all of
Give me a
these when
second.
the measure is off.
I got it.
By the way, would you like this spell twice?
No, it's on Pathfinder mode. The measuring is correct. It's on Pathfinder mode, McKenna.
Okay, that's just not usually how it is. Because like I said, usually this ant here would be like a 10-foot square.
So
and
remember,
right
it is
now,
a
10
it
feet.
is a radius. So
Okay.
radiuses are slightly bigger than just
All right. Well, is it a 10-foot radius or a 10-foot square though? But that can't overlap. Yeah, 10-foot burst.
Yeah.
Okay. Again,
You guys
I
do
do.
There is a possibility you guys could finish this fight tonight, actually, despite the numbers.
I think there's a very good possibility, especially with
I
me
do.
going next.
Okay. Well, there was a way to make these stay put, right?
Yep,
Or
there
can you give me
is.
4 cores?
What if I should make
4
some like
cores and 7 years ago.
semi-transparent tokens that we can just slap on the map?
Yeah.
I would like that.
Like old
Right.
templates for Warhammer Fantasy, which were like semi-transparent
Okay,
pieces
where do you
of
want
plastic.
where do you want the first
Sure, I
one,
like
McKenna?
those. Can I just put them down? Or if you put
You'll have
them
to
on
do
the-
it on your side then.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the measuring tool, get it open.
Yeah.
Then
I
you're
have
going
all-
to click on the linger option.
Yeah, but I can't have multiple at a time.
I know. So what's going to happen is you're going to show us where one is, and I'm
Oh.
going to put mine there, and we're each going to basically.
Let's
Okay.
start with 1 year then.
It's a 10-foot burst.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a 10-foot burst. That's a 5-foot burst. Because think of it as being out. So this one's out 5 feet, this one's out 10 feet.
Yes, but that's the radius. That would be a 20-foot burst, is it not?
No, that's a 10-foot burst, McKenna. Because 5 feet is burst directly around the target, 10 feet is 2 squares out.
I think that's wrong.
I will put us onto the airship map where we did this last. That will show us the exact
sorry.
same.
Let me maybe help with this. So
yeah, before you change map.
what is the
It is
the
a
text saying?
10-foot burst. It is not a burst with a 10-foot radius.
It's a 10-foot
So
burst.
A 10-foot burst means that it goes 10 feet in each direction from the center.
Oh, okay. So then it is a okay.
It's a 10-foot burst.
Never
McKenna.
mind. I'm just
You're good.
silly.
I'm just a little guy.
I
Okay,
was just
so-
like, but it's a 10-foot burst, not a 20-foot burst. Ignore me and my silly Billy-ness. I will put another one here.
Okay, so Matt, if you want to put your measure tool on linger, and then Matt.
Could we not just move these around?
No, we can't because
No, they don't let us do that.
Oh, wait,
So
hold
just
on.
you put your measure tool on linger.
Yep.
Do it this way. So if you can also put your measure tool on linger and be prepared to help with this.
All right.
I thought we had little Garl tokens or something that we could
We used Garls
gets-
last time, but
All right.
it
So
got
where am I?
really
Where am I
messy.
starting mine?
The same place as Avi Avi's, Matt. The orange.
In the orange?
So yes, McKenna is showing you exactly the starting point. So just match your shape to McKenna's. Nope, it has to go the same way. So,
Can we just put some girl tokens down?
Okay.
That was so much easier. I appreciate the camaraderie.
it would be
I like the
so
idea.
easy to do this. Oh no, Matt, you can't. It has to be
I'm not doing anything right now.
Y'all.
Hi chat. This is the disaster spell. It's a disaster every time we get.
This is why I don't take this spell.
No, you take other spells.
Yay! Great. Just give me like 4 of those,
That's what I'm doing.
and then let me move them around.
Stand that, cat. Every 5 minutes she comes in here and just goes, "Oh,
Hello,
Wait.
Dahlia.
Wait a minute.
What?
I thought we.
What?
Oh yeah, the girl token with the aura.
Yeah, except the token's not correctly sized.
No,
Well,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, the size is different. It's not the same as it usually is. There's
That
proof.
couldn't be
There's proof
because
that
we're
it was different.
smaller. We're smaller now. Is that why?
Why does the girl token need to be that big though? Can't
Because
it
that's
just be?
that's the radius of the Garl
I know, but
token.
the Garl token is harder to see through. Couldn't we just give Garl a aura?
Well, that's why I was trying. Garl has an aura that
Yeah,
is
but-
the rest of the spell, Matthew. That's why I was trying to do it with the measure
Oh.
tool rather than with the Garl tokens. Where do you want the
Okay.
next Garl, Avi?
I'm just gonna put her right, actually exactly where you had her. I'll put her right there. That way I can catch all 4 of them in this second burst.
Okay.
Life is a nightmare and this spell proves it.
Yes, this is also catching Ophelia, Gamma, and Igora.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yep.
Then
Which
I'm
is
going to make some
perfectly
changes
fine.
really quick.
The
You
small
can't
map
push it
strikes
back,
again.
can you?
I can push it back. Which I will do. Thank
You would
for
hit
pointing
Igora,
that
but
out.
you wouldn't hit
There we go.
Ophelia.
Now you're not hitting anyone.
No, I would not. This
I'm
does
also
make
gonna
things
get
a
it.
little bit harder, but I will at least endeavor. I will at least endeavor to not hit them twice. That would just be mean spirited. I do want to put that one right there, but I don't want to hit everyone.
That's fine. We can heal through it. We have endures.
All right. Well, can you guys handle 42 bludgeoning damage? I rolled
Yes.
really well on the d10s.
Yes, we can.
So,
That's like literally a second level spell slot for me to fix.
okay.
Yes.
Can you handle 42 bludgeoning damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
But she
do
will
it.
remember this.
Well, wait. I wanted to remember this. What if she got a concussion? No, it's fine. Fuck it, full send. Let's go.
All right, let's get through this. So, McKenna,
Matthew.
do you remember where red is?
I'm going to guess right
You were
here.
so concerned with could you? You should have you thought didn't think
I know it's
should
it's under this Carl.
Yes, it is. So, how much potential damage is this getting hit? And how many saves does it have to check?
It has to do
I feel like we should just go one
one
creature
save
at a time.
each. Yes. Yeah, one save each. Just roll the saves.
Now, is that DC accurate?
No, it's 42.
All right, I'm gonna make a note of that. I have a little sticky note. I'm keeping track of all this. All
Thank
right,
you.
so one save reflex for red
Mm-hmm.
succeeds, but not
Ooh,
critically.
it succeeds. Well, it takes 94 plus 7, so 97 halved.
97 halved. I will just use a calculator for that.
Why are there
Oh.
more circles
I
happening?
no,
Oh, you're
I've
just changing the
changed.
color.
I've changed the color so we see each.
Oh, it's so
different
pretty now.
radius.
So pretty now. I am just going to cover my own face on the Zoom call with the calculator. I don't need to see my face for this. So, all right. So red just takes 48. 48.
Red takes 48.
Well,
So red takes 48 bludgeoning, and then what does the aura do, Abby?
so for the one that's right on top of it,
Mhm.
that's going to be the 48.
Yep.
For the one that is overlapping it,
McKenna,
of which, yes.
I hate to interrupt. I believe what Matt is saying. Let's calculate all the what damage on each creature one at a time.
Yes.
I
Yes.
know.
Rather than calculating each meteor, the single
I
creature.
know.
Okay,
But
I'm just
if a singular creature is under multiple
Okay, so
overlapping,
how many overlapping things is it under?
that's
It's under
what I'm
all four.
trying-
Okay,
It's
under all four.
it's under all four. Each of the
So then I
enemies is under
believe
all four,
That
except for
52
these two.
That 52 damage
Mhm.
is then quadrupled.
Now, it did save. It succeeded its save. Does that
Yes.
damage get halved?
Yes.
Okay, so 52. Well, pardon me, 55 because Bard Song's still in effect. 55
Is
divided by
that
2.
3 added to both numbers?
No.
Or is it added on at the
It's-
end?
Just the dice roll, I think.
They
Just
are
the
both
first one.
dice rolls.
I'm just gonna say just the first one.
Sure.
So halved is gonna be 28. So 28 times 4.
Sure.
So that totals at 112. So 112 plus 48 is 160. I think that might actually just kill red.
That one only has less than 160 health by the looks of it.
Well,
I
don't
can't
count it
delete it
twice,
because I
so
can't see it. So
I'm
I
sorry
can
to
see the
correct
health
you
bar.
as much as I want it dead. Don't count the 52 twice.
I didn't.
Okay, so then it
I-
should be 42 halved plus the 52.
It was 48 points or it was 48 damage. I think because it succeeded.
Yes, but the 48 is what we calculated initially, where it was just these two added plus Bard Song and halved.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's start again. The direct damage it
I'm
takes
so
from being in
sorry,
the
chat. Okay, so
yes.
the equation for this
How-
is 42
Yes.
plus parentheses
Okay.
52 times the number of overlapping circles end parentheses plus 3. That's the equation.
All right. So I'm asking, how much is the one-time damage? The non-overlapping damage. What is that?
Oh, that would be the bludgeoning damage. That's the 42.
Okay, so that's 42. It succeeded its save, so that's going to be halved.
Yes.
Okay, so that's only going to be 22, and then we determined that the other one was because the 4 overlapping totaled out 112.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is not 160 then. That is
Or do we add the Bard
One-
Song to the overlapping circles?
No, we don't add them to the overlapping. Only one source of the
Okay.
spell gets it.
Yeah. So with the Bard Song, that's 137. That doesn't quite kill red. Very, very close.
Very, very
Moving
close.
on. Blue.
Moving on to blue.
Blue is it also all overlapping?
Blue is in the only ones that
Yes.
aren't in all of them are green and pink.
All right, so blue's going to do their reflex save. They also succeed, but not
Ooh.
critically. So
So
they're,
they take
they're
the same amount.
yeah. So they'll take also 137. That they had the exact same health because they got hit with the same spell last time and both failed. So it is also at like 4 health. Green is a little ways away. Green is over next to the queen ant.
Mm-hmm.
And they critically succeed, so they are starting fresh. So they won't be killed by this. But how much they also have to save, reflex. They
So
fail,
green,
so
green
they
is
will
actually
take.
in the best position of all of our enemies. It is only being hit by 3 of the overlapping
Okay.
secondary damage
Yeah.
and is not being hit by the primary
But-
bludgeoning damage.
It did fail, so it's going to take the full 45 initial bludgeoning damage,
Yes.
and then 3 times the full 3 times 52.
Okay.
Oh.
Also, Matt, I moved the Garls so that they're on the back of the layer, so you should be able to select the ants.
All right,
So
so
how much
green.
damage?
No, Matthew, that's what I was saying is that it doesn't take the primary damage. It doesn't take the initial
Oh,
bludgeoning.
green
damage.
doesn't take any primary?
Doesn't take the
because
initial.
it's
Okay,
not
so-
it's not under any of the
Oh, okay,
girls.
so 52 times 3.
Yeah.
It takes a total of 156 then.
Yes.
Okay.
Which still might be enough to take it out.
No, it was starting at full, and these things had near 300 health.
Damn.
Even the
Wow.
small ants. This is the thing about high level combat. Everyone's very spongy.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right, we're gonna move on to the first.
Okay, before you move
oh.
on, Matt, how much
Yep.
damage did red take?
Red took a total of 137, and so did blue.
Okay, I will edit their tokens for you
Thank you.
quickly. Okay, how much
Um,
did green take?
Green took 156.
Okay.
We're gonna move on to the first cataclysm beetle on the left. So the one here.
Pink?
Yep. No, the one without any color. The first cataclysm on the left. Is he under anyone? Or is
He
he
is-
under 2?
He manages to be under 2.
That's the
So
problem
he's-
having a big bud.
Yes,
so he's
he's
cataclysm.
under.
He has to save though, so let me just
Yes.
find the cataclysm beetle. Yes. Reflex. Not great for these guys because they're so big.
Motherfucker. Fuck this guy. Well, he's fine. He just takes 2 meteors and is fine, I guess.
He's a big beetle, yeah. He takes none. That'll make this simple. We move on to number 2 cab. That'll be purple.
Mhm.
He is under at least 1
He is under 1.
and
1 and 4
overlaps with.
secondary.
Ooh, okay. So
No,
let's see.
purple is all 4 secondary.
That's what I said.
Okay, I heard 3 secondary.
No.
Oh,
He
sorry.
fails.
He critically fails.
He does because
so
it's
he
42.
takes the maximum
Oof.
damage he could possibly
Okay, hold on.
take.
So he is directly under it. So that's going to be 45 times 2. He takes 90 damage from the initial hit.
Mm-hmm. As above, so below.
And 4 times. Ooh, so
52 times 8.
whew, hold on a sec.
That one melts.
Yeah, so he took 416 damage from that one, and then the 90 damage from the initial hit. So pretty sure he is dead. He had 340, so not as close as you would think, but he's still dead.
Yeah.
Or not as far off as you think, so I'll just get rid of him. Good thing too, because those guys are actually like artillery bugs, so they could have done a lot of damage.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
it spraying stuff out of its butt, and I was like, damn it, I wanted that one dead.
All right, we're gonna move on to pink, because we haven't done
Yeah.
pink yet.
Yeah.
Pink is an allant ant. It's gonna roll its reflex. Did it? Yeah, it's hitting. It's getting just hit by 1 initial impact.
Yeah.
Not a
It
critical.
fails!
Not critically though, so it'll at least take
I'll
full
take it.
damage. It's overlapping 3.
Yes.
Okay,
Correct.
so that will be 45 plus 52 times 3. Oop, that's not how math works, man. It takes 100 or 201 damage. Which-
Yes.
I'll take care of that, Will, because this I'm right there.
Yep.
Decently hurt, not down though. And then we move to the queen next.
She is under 3 meteors.
Oof. All right, Queenie.
Yeah.
Will this end the fight right away? Queen's got decent reflex. Let's see if she can. No
I
one's
hope
giving
she
me a
got
villain
one of
point,
those.
right? Villain point. 5, 4.
No,
3,
no, no.
2, 1.
No,
Time's
no.
It's
out.
fine. There's a 6-second stream delay. We're okay.
Succeeds, but not critical.
No,
Fails.
she
Yes,
fails
42.
by 1.
All right, but it doesn't critically
Ooh,
fail.
sheesh.
That's okay. I'll take a failure.
So she's under 3.
She's under 3.
She's under
All right,
3.
so hold on. 45 times 3 equals
So it is, 45 times 3.
135 just from the initial impacts.
Yeah, and then she's under all.
Pardon me,
auras.
135.
4 plus 52 times 4.
52 times 4 is
200 and-
208.
yeah.
Plus 135 is 343. And the queen is already hurt. So now this is an interesting situation because it actually would have been easier if you hadn't killed her right away, because she is slated to surrender at 80 health.
No!
Conceivably now, I'm gonna actually, Will,
Yes, Matt.
battle cry.
Yes, I was going to resolve that on my
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah. Well, technically it starts begin, but
Yeah, just because
I
we
am-
always forget it.
well, here's the thing. I'm gonna rather than doing it now, I'm gonna give you a chance here, Will, because the queen is dead. The ants could conceivably break and run without their leader. Because some of them are surviving this initial salvo. But I'm gonna give you a chance, Will.
Mhm.
If you can roll a really good intimidation check, you will snap what remains of their morale, and they will just quit the field.
Because
entirely.
Blowhorn is active, I have a +2.
Okay.
So
And you haven't used your hero point, yes?
no, Igora will say, and this is what I call a red wedding.
Jesus. Oh my god!
Excellent. Excellent.
Nat 18.
Excellent. Excellent.
And I'm so glad we managed to resolve this in one episode, because this could have been potentially a very long fight. And with that, the ants all break and run. The queen, thankfully, you guys don't have to listen to her start crying and weeping and stuff, because she kind of breaks down when she gets to 80 health and surrenders. To be fair,
I feel bad now. You shouldn't have told me that. You could have just let me have this.
she was going to kill you guys. So
Well, yes. But you know me. I always prefer
potentially as
non-violent solution if I can
potentially
find
as a honeymoon snack. So
I take 52 points of damage from Avi Avi's meteorite spell.
bonk.
one. Out of curiosity, how did this red guy here do?
Let's find out. Where is the red ant guard thing? Way up at the top. Reflex, not the best.
Yeah.
Succeeds, but not fails, but not critically.
Yeah.
I always get
And
that.
now also, Matt, it also included that Igora is next, and I was going to get the remaining ants in a massacre, which would instantly kill them if they are below 17 CR.
And that would have gotten most of them.
Yep.
Only the queen. So, I'm
Look at
glad
this.
this actually might have been the more complicated combat on the whole table, potentially.
Well,
Not anymore.
So,
Thank you guys for bearing with me once
Oh,
again.
Avi,
through this
Avi.
no good, terrible
I
stuff.
give you,
I
I
really-
give,
Still
I
have that
give your
spell.
use of Meteor
This-
Swarm and its multicolors
would-
raving reviews.
this actually would be easier on an actual physical table because we could use
Yeah.
templates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
think
not
about
have to
that every time.
And yet you keep using it.
Oh, I'm not gonna
Um,
not. I just ended this encounter,
You
Matthew.
did.
I'm not gonna
You
not
did.
use it.
Please, everyone, give
Uh,
me a perception check.
Make me anti-magic zone you, Matt.
Okay, perception. That's gonna be 30, 40,
All right,
42.
Ophelia.
42.
Ophelia, you come up to inspect the flag that has since tumbled to the ground once all the ants fled. They had no interest for it. It was only actually being kept around because the queen thought the king of biting ants would have wanted it and the shadows attached to it. You do find the shadows of your friends and one part of the kind of ripped up shadow of Corday. But you also realize, examining the flagpole that it is not a flagpole. This is in fact a staff of the Magi, which you recall seeing in a display case at the Magami at one point. Yeah, this is a rare magical staff, 20th level item. It's worth
Oh,
90,000 gold pieces.
This is the one that if we snap
Oh.
in half, it turns into a nuke.
Um,
How does it snap it in half?
Because it does 90 d6 force damage.
Yeah, voluntarily destroying a Staff of the Magi unleashes a truly devastating wave of arcane energy that surges out, dissipating with distance. When wielding the staff, you can break it using the interact action. This releases a 30-foot burst magical explosion centered on the staff. This deals 2d10 force damage per charge remaining in the staff.
Which
And
is usually
What does
10
it do when you're
charges.
not using it as a nuke?
It has a lot of spells built into it. I'm going to list these off real quick. It has up to 9th level spells in it. For cantrips, it has Detect Magic, Light, Mage Hand, Telekinetic Projectile. For first level, it has Lock. Second, Enlarged, Glitter Dust, Invisibility, Knock, Telekinetic Maneuver, Web. Third level, Dispel Magic, Fireball, Lightning Bolt. Fourth level, Invisibility, Enlarge, Fireball, Wall of Fire, Web. Fifth level, Cone of Cold, Pass Wall, Telekinetic Haul. Sixth level, Disintegrate, Dispel Magic, Fireball, Lightning Bolt. Seventh level, Cone of Cold, Pass Wall, Plane Shift, Wall of Fire. Eighth, Fireball, Mage Armor. Ninth, Dispel Magic, Meteor Swarm, Summon Dragon.
The Dispel Magics are probably the most helpful thing. On top of that, this weapon gets a +3 attack roll bonus, and it has a major striking rune on it, which means that it deals 4 times the amount of damage. 4 dice worth of damage.
Nice.
Which admittedly it probably isn't a lot because it's a staff, but still. More than a normal staff.
How's
So, yeah.
everyone feeling? I think a couple of people got clipped by that. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I got in front of Ophelia.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
And
Good,
somehow
Ophelia?
Such devastation.
She's looking at her nails.
and somehow in all the confusion, especially in all the explosions, the large cat shadow is gone. It managed to slip away much quieter than it arrived.
The cat saw the meteor swarm and said, "Fuck this!"
And I'm out. But yeah, you guys have done very well dealing with the ants. You have freed the endless table from the tyranny of the Red Queen, potentially. Which part of the Shadow of Corday will you go after next week? Tune in to find out. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you all so much for coming to tonight's episode of Strength of Thousands. Check out our many other shows here on the channel. If you like bug politics, come and check out Wednesday Night with Wild Ambition. And we'll see you all on the next one.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good night, everyone.
Boy, boy.